Fred here, welcome back to the Gear Obsession channel. In this episode, we'll be taking a look at the CRKT Pazoda. The CRKT Pazoda is a small, value-priced EDC that runs about $16. Its standout features are the stylish handle, or scales, the deployment hole, not quite a Spidey hole because it is sort of elongated, and it is a strong frame lock. So let's go ahead and take a close look. If at any time during this review or after you are interested in buying this knife, I have provided two links below in the description box. One for the plain edge version, which runs about $16, and then the serrated version, which is a couple of dollars more. Both are off the Amazon website. Now the overall length of this knife is 6.5 inches. Closed length is 3.75 inches. I'll go ahead and close it up so you could go ahead and take a look at that. And here's the other side right there, and you can see that it's a frame lock kind of hidden behind this very long clip. The weight of this knife is 3.1 ounces. The blade is 2.625 inches. Its thickness is 1/10 of an inch. Materials is, as far as the blade is concerned, 8CR14 MOV, which is a Chinese stainless steel, and it's equivalent to AS8 or 440B. As you can see, the blade is coated along with this scale, not the other side except in this groove here, but the coating that's provided on all these things is a gray titanium nitride coating. The blade is hollow grind, and the shape of it is a modified clip point. Deployment of this knife is through the use of this hole, sort of like a Spidey hole, but not quite exactly the same. Some makers do exactly replicate the Spidey hole, but this one is a little different, but it does make deployment very easy and ambidextrous. There is some jimping provided on the thumb ramp right behind the hole right there, which does help keep your hand from slipping onto the blade. By the way, I do apologize for my cell phone going off. The blade, again, is available in the plain edge that you see here, or the combo. And when I say combo, that's partially serrated to about here, and then you have a plain edge for the rest of the blade. The handle material is made of 2CR13, which is also a Chinese stainless steel. It is a pillow design. You can see right there, you have some pillows here. Actually, that's the stop pin right there, and it is pretty beefy for what this is. And what this does is provide a nice flow through for dirt to pass through, and it also makes it easier to clean your knife. It also makes it cheaper and lighter. Again, this is a frame lock. You can see right there. And I like frame locks better than liner locks. I feel that they are stronger, but that is my opinion. I'll let you go ahead and see how that locks up there, and we'll go over that in a little more detail when we start going over the tests. The carry for this knife is a big, long pocket clip. Look how long it is, and it is also deep carry. I'm going to go ahead and bring a piece of paper in here and let you see just how deep. Look at that. It is completely concealed. However, I don't understand why they made it so long for the size of the knife. Sometimes I feel like knife makers really just have a clip and they go, okay, let's see what knife goes with the clip, or maybe the opposite, what clip goes with this knife, and they'll slap it on and see what works. So it is kind of long, and it is kind of strange that it falls right along the line of the frame lock right in there. I don't know. I think they could have sort of rested it back here a little bit, maybe made it straight, but my opinion, that's all. They also provide a very large lanyard hole right there. So take a look at the styling here. That's the one of the standout features that I pointed out at the beginning of this video. You can see that they sort of have a brushed finish right here on the highs, and the low here they have a little not a swirl, but I don't know what to call this, but it is a groove in there, and it is also has that titanium nitride coating. I'll let you go ahead and take a close look there. And it really is nice. Excuse me. However, it is smooth. So as far as, you know, making sure while stabbing that your hand doesn't slide onto the blade, there really isn't too much to prevent that. I mean, you have the jimping up here, you have a little bit of jimping down here on the frame lock right there, but no deep finger choil right there. So you need to be careful. So let's go ahead and run through the test real quick. Let's talk about retention first. I'm going to go ahead and close this up, and the blade does stay in there pretty good. When it closes and locks in, when the little ball, which is, there actually is a little stainless steel ball that you can see the hole right there in the frame lock. On the other side they put a little ball bearing, and it seats into a hole that's in the blade, which you can't see, but that's what keeps it locked. That's what'll keep it locked. And it's not a nice snap, you know, it's mushy, but it is holding it very good. So retention is good. Blade centering, you can see right there, it is perfectly centered. Probably one of the most centered knives that I've reviewed all year. I can't get any better than this. It's perfect. Lockup. Here we go. You can see lockup is perfect. The frame lock, or the lock there, is perfectly behind the tang of the blade there with room to wear. So it's exactly where you want it to be. Very, very good, especially for a inexpensive value price $16 knife. Making sure there's no blade play right there. No up and down, no side to side. Next we'll go ahead and test for sharpness. I do happen to have a piece of paper right here, and we can go ahead and test it. And that right there is push cutting. That is very, very sharp. Whoops. So let's see if I can shave some hair. I'm a hairy kind of guy, so I gotta take care of that. Look at that. It just shaved it right off. I'll go ahead and finish it up right there, so I don't have such hairy hands. Okay, so extremely sharp. I don't think you could get much sharper than that out of the box with a value price knife. Next, I go ahead and do a stab test. For those of you who are not familiar with my reviews, this is a saw piece of pine. Yes, I know this is not the way you treat a knife. However, it is saw pine. I am going to rock it back and forth a little bit. I want to see if the point snaps off. This has only happened to one knife, and it was one of Bear Grylls Gerber made knives. And every other knife I've ever reviewed, which are hundreds, have never failed this test. Alright, you can see it's in there. Alright, and you can see that the tip stood up perfectly fine. So pros, value price, nice styling, and nice ambidextrous hole. It's too bad that the clip cannot be moved. I mean, you could remove it, you know, by taking off these two little holes here, but it's where it is, and that's it. So for left-handed folks, you're gonna have to sort of carry the knife backwards or something like that. Other things that I didn't like about this knife is there's no sharpening choil right there. So when you're sharpening the knife, it's easy to damage the ricasso right here, or, you know, the top of the blade right there, because it'll butt up against the sharpener. However, you know, if you use any other type of sharpener, you know, by the way, I didn't point out there's a flat up here, flat right there, that you can have a clamp on sharpener, which is nice. But you got to be careful as you're coming down the edge. Whatever you're using, it's very easy to hit the ricasso of the blade right there. So it would have been nice if they had a choil. The only other con that I have for this is that you can see the pivot point here, and that's a smooth, can't be adjusted on that side. The adjustment part, the screw is actually located under the clip. Really? That is not very smart. So if you need to make an adjustment for this knife, you have to remove the clip. They should have put it the other way. I don't understand why they did that at all. So one other con for this knife that I forgot to mention is I just don't know what they were thinking when they named this knife the Pazoda. The Pazoda. I don't know. I just think that's a weird name. It doesn't sound good to me, but maybe it sounds good to somebody else. Just like this styling will appeal to some folks, and then for some people they'll think it looks terrible and they would have rather had something with texture and traction. Anyway, I do highly recommend this knife, especially for the price. If you're looking for a stylish, well-built, inexpensive beater type of knife, this is it. Look no further. Really good, and I like the deep concealed carry there too. Alright, well, thank you very much for joining me here at the Gear Obsession channel. I really do appreciate every friend, viewer, subscriber, and especially you. And I hope you have a great day. Take care. Bye.